What's the word, y'all? It's werdsillah, aka Drew Skills, aka Ill Doing It Too, and this is the werdsillah podcast. Man, season 2, episode 2. You know what I mean? I'm here in good spirits. I brought my good friends with me. You know what I'm saying? See, Mr. Meeseeks is gonna come give me a hand because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And Buddha and my crystal. You know what I mean? Gotta have your crystals. It's important. Very important. Clear quartz. And I got my incense burning, you know what I mean? So we ready to go, man. This episode is the Detox. No Dre. This is not to discuss an album that he is dropping. That is not what this is about. This is about cleansing and clearing and cleaning and springtime, you know? It's the growth season. So you should be, you know, moving out clutter and getting things ready for a season of growth and being moved forward and doing great things. So I want to start with some positive affirmations for this episode. As I said, I want to make that kind of a thing for the whole of this. If I do episodes that are more directed towards just out of a topic, you know what I'm saying? I want to have some affirmations to start off. So what I want to start is for this episode is I am full, I am complete, I am whole. You know, the power of the I am and what you put after that, you know, is essential to how you can get better and how you can have greater things happen to you. You know, you just have to program yourself. You know what I mean? You get better at it the more you do it, the more you accept the creator that you are, and the more you can do. So, and I also want to read a quote that I really see. There's books I'm probably going to go through over here, but this is the Tao, Stephen Mitchell's interpretation. But this is an important book, you know, something that helped me a lot and still helps me. You know, I find I can open up to any page and just start reading something. You know, I see the value in it now. Back, you know, I never was into Christianity that much or any other kind of organized religion, but this book alone is giving me some strength. So it's a good for the whole of, like I said, detoxing old thoughts and patterns and knowing your fullness and your completeness. And I think this helps it. This is like just the second excerpt, so to speak, from the Tao. It says, when people see some things as beautiful, other things become ugly. When people see some things as good, other things become bad. Being and non-being create each other. Difficult and easy support each other. Long and short define each other. High and low depend on each other. Before and after follow each other. Therefore, the master acts without doing anything and teaches without saying anything. Things arise and she lets them come. Things disappear and she lets them go. She has but doesn't possess, acts but doesn't accept. When her work is done, she forgets it. That is why it lasts forever. So you understand that you're complete, you're whole. And I like the Tao a lot too, because it transfers between male and female. You know, it doesn't try to distinguish so strongly about, you know, a gender role. It's saying that, you know, this is a completeness that we all have innately. You know, without it, you couldn't be what you are on this plane that we live in, this existence here. So, yeah, I really wanted to start with that to get, you know, a fresh perspective on things, so to speak, and get a good, clear, positive mode going. You know what I mean? So that, and then I want to say some appreciations to a couple of people, man. Two good guys, man. Number one is T-Rific, man, for his continued, you know, openness to having me in the studio, and not even just that, really, you know, the beats, you know, he's given me, you know, this is like I think I've got 3 beats now by him, you know, and I've got one of them's already recorded too. I'm gonna play a snippet of that right now.
They say that God makes no mistakes, no man can know his fate. Today could be that day, but something saw fit for me to make a way. So I increase the pace, believe that what I say attracts the same energies, only it's in waves. I ride them like Sebastian Stoitner, my passion, moisture, just to water these seeds. And since my father's deceased, ain't no chance to anybody's son in me, unless I'm laid.
Yeah, so that, man, y'all hear that. Come on now. Like, y'all know. I mean, if you know, you know, like they say. The great Pusha T, shouts out, that's VA right there. But yeah, so I've been in the studio doing that, You know what I mean? And other things as well. I mean, more beats, more rhymes, you know what I'm saying? And just working some things out, man. And it's been dope. So I just want to really like, appreciate T-Rific for, what he does. And, he provides a lot for people. He's a good dude, man. Good at heart. He knows, the value and just being good, and what that gets you. Also, big shouts out, big appreciation to J-Rock, Jeremy J-Rock. I mean, Collision Records back when it used to be out like almost 10 years ago. Man, it seems like I'm not old though. I'm not fucking old. But yeah, we used to be out like Taipan and like 45 Degrees and 37th and Zen. I mean, and he was there all the time, man. And so he has a presentation or a show, I should say, that he's doing. What is it, the Virginia Talent or something like that? I'm sure my word, they're escaping me. I'll put the flyer up real quick, so y'all can see it. But yeah, he had a show, I guess he's been doing. So he just hit me up on the inbox on Facebook and was just like, hey, you trying to perform? And I was like, I mean, cool. I mean, is there any kind of stipulations or ticket sales or anything? Like, nah, he gave me the little rundown. I was like, word, you know what I mean? That sounds what's up. Let's do it. So the 25th of this month at Buco Resto, that's 1917 Independence, I will be performing. So I'll be doing a lot of new stuff. I'll probably mix in some older stuff that I've had that people don't really know. You know what I'm saying? I'm not tooting my own horn like I'm anybody or whatever. There's a handful of people who know me, like just people who've been close to me for a while, whatever. But like I took a lot of time. I disappeared. I was like a recluse for real, like on some J Electronica shit. Like people knew me, saw me, but I wasn't around. You couldn't see me. Like I was always around, but I never came around. But yeah, so again, shouts out to both of those dudes, man, and anybody really. Just recently I've been speaking to, seeing, whatever, it's cool, man, it's dope. But also I want to do a quick breakdown. Last episode I was talking about the differences, and so to speak, that I've made in my life, and more specifically about the accident that I was involved in, that so go back and listen to the first episode of season 2, 88 Royale, which is coincidentally the song title for the joint that I have with T-Rific. So I was kind of trying to bring some continuity to here, just trying to get some branding things happen. You know how that goes. But yeah, so it also was a lot more about too, again, lifestyle changes and things that I think I know I had spoke about. If you look back some of the older stuff I've had, previously from last year, I was talking a lot about, the law of attraction and taking responsibility, radical accountability, and, being, responsible for yourself and for what you decide you want to have in your life and how you want to live, and accepting that things happen and that there's highs and lows, there's ebbs and flows. You got to go with it, and just work with what's happening, because again, as I've said, the affirmations at the beginning of this episode, you're full, you're complete, you're whole, like, but you have to look in there and notice that, and then decide the thing that makes you tick the most. And 9 times out of 10, if you've done enough work with yourself, you're going to realize it's doing service work of some kind, first for yourself, number one, but then for anybody that's even immediately around you, but then to seek it out, and that's a step I need to take. That's a bigger step that I've yet to really embark on, so to speak. But I think I've got my legs right, so to speak, to get this going. But again, so I spoke about lifestyle changes and health and whatnot. So for this episode, again, it's the detox, the cleanse, is, what I'm saying, no Dre. it's I did maybe last week sometime, or it's going on almost a week probably now, or just a few days ago probably. But I did 4 days of cleansing, so to speak, where I mean the first 2 days it was mainly just juices, a lot of green juices, you know what I'm saying, for the day. And then it moved into, I started getting smoothies. I was just getting tired, you know what I'm saying, trying to wake up in the morning early. I had to be to work at 6 that week, so it was like getting up earlier to, make these smoothies, clean these things out, get the one I needed for the next day or whatever, like all, like, at nighttime trying to do it. It was like, it was a mess, you know what I'm saying? So I just started getting lazy, so to speak, and just started getting smoothies from a tropical smoothie around the corner. And yeah, so that was a lot of the things that I've been doing. I've done a cleanse, years ago, maybe about 6 years ago, 7 years ago, something like that. And I literally did for 4 days, I just had juices, you know what I'm saying? And it was tough, you know what I'm saying? But it was enlightening too, the amount of energy that I felt, it was crazy, you know what I'm saying? And I felt like had I have just took the initiative to push through more, you know what I'm saying, take a little bit more willpower to do it, man, you know, who knows what I could have felt like or how I could have been, you know what I'm saying? You know, but I feel a lot of that still now, you know, in the way I've been and how I've, you know, been handling myself. So, you know, there's conversations I've had with different people from Facebook, whether it be or at work. You know, I've seen a lot of people who have, you know, again, seen how much weight I've lost and seen how much I've been doing, you know, and they either just start asking me, like, what have you been doing? Like, what, how? Like, you know, you've lost a lot of weight. And, you know, again, I post the pictures. You can check on my Instagram, scroll through my Instagram, follow me. And even on Facebook, you could see I think it was 78 pounds, you know what I'm saying? At one point, you know, it's probably more like 80 pounds now, you know what I'm saying? In the last total of like maybe 10 months or something, you know, and a lot of that more came from a diet, you know. I have worked out, you know, I did go hard for a time, you know what I'm saying? But I have been not as consistent as I was. But regardless, I've been keeping the mind state up, you know, and the things I've been putting inside of me are still very low in calorie, very high in, you know, all of the great things that you need, you know what I'm saying? And so it started with, I think this is the book that it started with right here. If anybody, I don't know, it's kind of, yeah, that works. But yeah, so this right here, the God Awakening Diet by Akil Anis. I mean, this is, you know, there's a lot, and there's recipes in the back. Where's it at? Yeah, see, where's these? Yeah, these are juices. You know what I mean? But then there's also like recipes for actual like foods, like soups, and you know what I'm saying. So, you know, this book alone was a lot of information based off of Dr. Sebi's diet. So he just took a lot of that and just kind of, you know, turned it and then made a lot more information. He talked about, you know, the food industry and the FDA and how these people are all basically, as we all know, if you're smart enough, you've been doing enough research, they're all in cahoots. They all talk to each other. They all do things for each other and pat each other on the back and all that good stuff. But then it was this book right here was also like a crazy. I had seen something on Instagram, Joanna Brandt, yeah, that was, and this one, yeah, it was, I said his name, but yeah, that book, The Great Fast, I mean, or The Great Cure, I'm sorry, that, you know, I saw something on Instagram that just, man, it threw me. I was like, hold on, so somebody was eating only grapes and cured themselves of like a serious ailment, like cancer of some sort. Like, that just seemed, you know, mind-boggling to me. But I mean, I read, you know, the majority of it and got the gist of it and then filled in the blanks for the rest of it. But it's like, you know, it's true. You know what I'm saying? She tested, and this has been like, you know, it was stories that it went around the country, you know what I'm saying, around the world when she came around and what she did, you know. And, you know, she was following up at the same time as a man who did it as well. You know what I'm saying? This man, Arnold Ehret, I'm sorry, Arnold Ehret. The mucusless healing system. I can't even talk, y'all. Mucusless healing system, you know. But these books, you know, it's a lot, you know, of information just in one of them. But again, so I really, like, I took initiative to start doing a lot more to really just know, yo, anybody can do it. Like, and I know that sounds like a very easy way to say it. You know, most people are like, oh, it's not that easy. You're talking about you're not eating meat, not eating dairy, not eating, and eating very little cooked meals, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know, it's tough. I get it. But the reality is that if you want something and you want to, you know, cleanse yourself, you know, but that has to be a big part of what you want, is you have to take the good with the bad, you know, and you have to go through the motions. And cleansing is a lot more than just the idea of food and, you know, putting what you're putting in your body as far as what you're eating, you know, but you're eating in terms of what you're putting through your eyes, through your ears, you know what I mean? What you've decided to, you know, focus on, where you're putting your attention to is going to create a pattern and create behavior and create, you know, a way of thinking that, you know, you say you may not want, but you can't then be in those environments or put yourself in those positions to be doing those types of things. You know, if you want to cleanse yourself, it's cleansing it's consistent, it's constant. You know, it's not just, oh, well, I'm gonna, you know, do this little fast and then I'm good, like, or whatever. And I see we all do it too. It's like the summertime's coming or whatever, so right when the weather starts to break in certain areas, you know, everybody's like, you know, oh, hit the gym, you know, especially like they say about New Year's, everybody's like, oh, here we go, hit the gym or whatever, I'm getting shape, that's my New Year's, whatever. Stop choosing a time to get in shape or to be healthy, and just make it a lifestyle. Let that be who you are, like on all levels, you know, because I feel it's only hard at the beginning stages, but that's because you've done so much. It takes time, you know. You can't expect, you know, again, you can't plant the seed today and then harvest it the next. You know, this is a process, you know, that you have to go through, and it takes time. And so I just encourage anybody to learn the idea of detoxing, cleansing as a way of moving through life, you know, and knowing that also in that it means you have to build yourself up, you know. So you're not just trying to take things away from you, you know. You have to then put the goodness back in there. You have to, or not put it back in there. You have to then pull out the goodness that's all underneath all of this stuff that's been put onto you. By nature, I just don't believe that we're people that are harsh, rude. You know, we're a lot better than we give ourselves credit for. You know, I think that there's a lot of great and goodness in people. So, in closing, I want to say thank you all for watching or listening. I appreciate you all for the love, the support. Anybody who has questions or, you know, comments, just, you know, just contacts me in any way. You know, it means the world to me, you know what I'm saying, to know that even through me not knowing really honestly 100% what I'm doing, you know, I'm still having fun learning through it, and just experiencing whatever this is, and just having fun, you know, and discussing what I'm going through, what I'm feeling, you know, new things I'm working on, you know what I mean, and inviting any of y'all, if you have things that you're working on, you know, let me know, share with me, and hey, if you want to come over or I can come to you, I'm mobile, you know, if I can get around, we can get together, and you got something you got going on, we can sit down, discuss it, whatever you want to do. I'll format it however you want. You know, I'm here to help out if any way I can, and I hope that you guys can do the same for me. You know, I'm sure I have faith in that. I have belief in that. But words of encouragement. Before I go, I want to say really somber feeling for a second, man. Just R.I.P. to Nipsey Hussle. You know, what he was about, what he stood for, what he did for his community. You know, it says a lot. And you know, there's a lot of people that woke up. You know, there's a lot of people collectively as a whole, you know, definitely for the gang culture in LA. You know, it's a big, you know, thing for that to happen, for all those people to join together, you know, and to march together in solidarity for that man, for what he stood for. You know, that was amazing. You know what I mean? But it just sends chills through me, and I'm sure so many other people, about what he stood for and what he did. So, you know, I just want to say again, you know, R.I.P., you know, to the late great, not the late, to the great. He's still here, Nipsey Hussle. Yeah, man. So it's the Wordzilla podcast. Appreciate y'all, man. Peace.